This is a vintage General Electric clock radio. Might be 1970, might be 1980, looks 1980 to me based on the date code. It is absolutely filthy. Needs clean, bad. This was my mother's alarm clock when I was a kid. I always remember this being on her nightstand, and one day she wanted a true digital clock and got one. Probably a cheap something with like a manual tuner on it, but it was like an LED red display, and that's that. This is not a flip clock. This is a barrel clock, or something thereof. It's sort of like the barrels aren't round, is what it looks like to me. It almost looks like there are little louvers on the windows, but there's no split in it. So I don't think it's an actual flip clock. I think it's more of like a barrel clock. This was there, and she stopped using it, and then I commandeered it. I brought it upstairs to the room that my grandmother used to stay in when she was around, and it sat there, plugged in, keeping time, doing its thing, and I would just use it for the radio. Back in those days, 25 years ago, there was actually still music on the radio. Let's see. There's the information. Let me get my magnifier so I can read it. General Electric, 120 volts AC, 60 hertz, 9 watts input. Model 7-4305C. Date code 2051. So that would indicate Tuesday, which is the first number. They go Monday through Sunday. So Monday being day 1, Tuesday day 2. So Tuesday. The date code, the second digit, is going to be the last number of the year. So I believe we're talking about 1980, just based on what it looks like. It really doesn't look 1970 to me. And 51 at the end would be the 51st week of 1980 on a Tuesday. So whatever day that actually was. Made in Singapore, and quality check sticker, and all that great stuff. Has not been powered on in many years. Last I knew, the clock had stopped running. I don't know why. As far as setting it, like I said, you just keep turning this wheel. You can't pull it or push it in to change hours or anything. It's just, so if you want to go ahead an hour, then you got to flip it all the way around. You can go backwards, but not when it's plugged in. So you'd have to unplug it for that. Your alarm. I think I heard it engage. Right there. It's tuned to FM 101.9 back when that was Smooth Jazz CD 101.9, because that's what I used to listen to. They're long gone at this point. Top of it, off on music alarm, and it's a slider. As you slide it, the little red shows in the window as such. It's very dusty and dirty, like I said. That just says time and alarm right there. This side has your tone and your volume and FM AM. And the back has absolutely nothing. That's really all I know. No, I'm sorry. The right side would be your tuning and volume, not your tone and volume, because otherwise there would be no way to tune it. Let us plug it in. First time in minimum of 15 years. When I just picked this up, I think the thing was set to either on or music, so I think I might have tested it before deciding to take it with me. It's on off now. And obviously, absolutely nothing happens. Nothing would for at least a minute, but like I said, I don't think the clock runs. I'm just going to pick it up and listen to it quick. Can't tell. I think it is running. So that's all I could tell you. We'll try the music. A little pop, that's good. That's tuning. Crackly controls. Something. That's cool. I'm in a basement, so it doesn't pick stuff up well. Tuning is very sensitive. That works. Let's go to AM. That works too. Is that the Russians? Too soon? Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to pick much up down here. Alright, so sort of, but not really. So that was the noise portion of the video. You'll notice the time has not changed from 10:30. Whether or not that had a light in it, if it did, it's long burned out. I really can't remember. It's been way too long. So what I'm going to do is open this up and see why the clock doesn't run. So let me open it and we'll take a look. Oh, it's definitely a barrel, but it's an interesting one. I don't know if you can see, but these numbers, that 7 in there, flips over. When it gets down there. You can definitely hear it a lot more than... Alright, so that's that. Big resistor over here. Probably, maybe unplug it? Maybe? Not sure. Probably not. Buzzer is here. So that's that. Like I said, big resistor here. Not sure what that is. There's a resistor kind of tied in. Speaker cable, sort of shielded. AM antenna. A couple of capacitors, even an electrolytic. That's kind of rare. Here's the red thingamajobber on top with more dirt. Lots more dirt. Does that just slip? It does. Oh, nifty. Fiber, cardboardy kind of something. And as far as why it doesn't run, I have no idea. Previous video I had on one of these old clocks was a Sanyo that had a clock delete option. And that I actually still have the motor from. What happened was the little plastic gears, the teeth on it just wore out after so many years of all of that. Let's turn this around so you can see different angles of it. This might have been a light. Looks like it might have been at one point. I don't want to... And over here you can see all the tuning. Well, yeah, I don't know why it's not running. I'm going to take a closer look in there with my big magnifier and see if I could see anything. Because like I said, I think I heard it run. So poking around in here, I figured a few things out. One is this may be the buzzer, but that shiny cylinder there is the motor. And I'm now feeling a slight vibration from it. I could plug it into the watt meter, I guess. My guess is that motor is not spinning. I'd have to remove the clock. We'll talk more about that in a second. Don't know if you can see, but there is indeed a dial light there, at least for the clock, and it's an orange spot. So it's a neon bulb. There it is in there. Right there. That orange spot to the right of the 2 is indeed a neon bulb. It's, shall we say, well worn. It really does not produce much light. It's definitely humming a little bit, like I can feel a small vibration from it. Now, let me unplug it. Let's see if I can just sort of put it together-ish. The bottom has a square hole here and a round hole here, and there are 2 small nuts in there, like hex head bolts or something like that, I should say. And I believe that's what holds the clock in, because that's here, and if we flip it over, well, there's the clock, and that kind of makes sense, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would have to try to remove that, and then, yeah, I'm not, at least at this very juncture, ready to delve into that. Just, I'm not feeling it today. So, pretty sure that it can be made to run again. Incidentally, the number 1, well, that popped off. There we go. The number 1 has the word Singapore written on it. So that's kind of nifty. No chance if I just leave it plugged in it's going to start running again, because it hasn't run Like I noticed it like maybe a year later that it wasn't running or something, because it was, I kind of just had stopped using it for one reason or another. And that was really the whole deal with it. It works, it just needs a little cleanup and that. Probably not going to go much further with this, but this has been a look at this GE sort of barrel clock, half flip clock, half barrel clock, radio model 7-4305C from, I believe, 1980. I'll put it back together. I'm going to dick around a little more, but otherwise that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.